Have you ever thought about what makes you truly strong? It's not just about being tough or fearless. It's about tapping into the unique strengths that are already within you. My name is Tiara Click, CEO and founder of When the Mind Clicks, and in this video, I'm going to introduce you to 6 branches of strength. The branches include wisdom, courage, humanity, temperance, justice, and transcendence. Each branch represents a part of who we are, and I'll show you how to identify the strengths that make you you. Let's dive in and uncover your superpowers. Whether you lean towards the head strength of wisdom, such as Yoda from Star Wars, who embodies wisdom through his deep understanding, thoughtful advice, and ability to see a bigger picture, or whether you're more like Albert Einstein, whose intellectual curiosity and insights revolutionized the way we see the universe. Or maybe you're leaning more toward the heart strength of courage, maybe like Harry Potter. In the series, he consistently shows bravery. Regardless of his mood, emotions, or feelings, he is constantly trying to do what's right, standing up in the face of danger to protect those he cares about most. Maybe you're more like Malala Yousafzai, who is very courageous and displays this through her advocacy for girls' education. Regardless if her life is on the line, she shows up with her heart strength, courage. Whether your strength is humanity, which leans into your strength for others, such as Ted Lasso from the Ted Lasso series. He shows consistent kindness and empathy for others through love, building connections, and lifting other people up. Or maybe like Mahatma Gandhi, whose compassion and dedication to nonviolence inspired the world. What if you lean more into your strength of self, such as temperance, like Bruce Banner from The Hulk? Bruce Banner constantly displays temperance through his ability to regulate his mood and emotions and efforts to learn how to control his anger, to keep the people around him safe, and to use his powers for good. Or maybe more like Oprah Winfrey, who has spoken openly about self-discipline, self-determination, and self-care in her journey to personal success. Some of us lean into our community strengths, which fall in the category of justice. Think of Wonder Woman. Okay, she's constantly fighting for justice, fighting for those who can't fend for themselves, identifying fairness and knowing how to show up when things are unequal. Her advocacy for the well-being of all is her priority, and that's a strength. Or maybe like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, whose work as a Supreme Court justice advanced equal rights and justice. Or maybe you fall under the strength of spirit, transcendence, like Moana or Maya Angelou. Moana's connection to her ancestors and ability to be guided by the spirits, her love for the ocean, and her pursuit to a specific calling is a reflection of her transcendence. While Maya Angelou used poetry and activism to inspire hope and a deeper connection to the human spirit. Regardless of which strength category you fall under, each branch is packed with unique qualities, traits, and strengths of their own. I'll guide you through each of these branches and identify the strengths that they hold. And as you listen along, I want you to identify which strengths resonate the most with you. Let's start with wisdom, the head strengths. These strengths of thinking, learning, and seeing the world in unique ways include creativity. So that's thinking outside of the box, coming up with ideas that maybe no one else has. It includes curiosity, the strength of asking why or what if, how come, what's that? How does this work? When did this start? What is that like? Think of kids who are just naturally curious and inquisitive about things. That's a strength that I think some of us tend to let lie dormant as we get into our adult years. But I encourage you to lean into that curiosity. Love of learning. This is the joy of discovering something new, like reading a book, learning about a new topic, engaging in conversations about things that you don't know anything about, mastering a new skill, or diving into a course. The love of learning is something that I feel deeply connected to. I call myself a forever student because I'm constantly trying to gain new insights and knowledge on the things around me and on myself. Judgment. This means weighing out your options, being decisive, having discernment, being careful that you make balanced decisions. And perspective. Offering wise advice, seeing the bigger picture. Looking at something from multiple angles, like a mentor who always seems to know the right thing to say. Do you see yourself in any of these head strengths? Wisdom is about feeding your mind and sharing that knowledge with the world. The next branch is courage, the heart strength. These are all about taking action despite fear and staying true to who you are. The strengths that fall under courage include bravery, so standing up for what's right regardless of what the outcome might bring. Perseverance, sticking to something, being consistent with it, following through even when it feels impossible. Hashtag Rocky Balboa. Honesty, being real with yourself and with others. Being real with yourself and with others, okay? It's the foundation for trust, and trust me, it's a strength. Or zest, approaching life with a level of energy and excitement that is just so natural and inviting. Think of someone that when they walk in, they just light up the room with their enthusiasm, okay? That is zest. Courage helps us to move forward and face life head on. Go ahead and think about which of these heart strengths you lean into the most. Next, humanity, strengths of connection. Humanity is all about how we connect with others and show up for others. It shows our compassion, and the strengths include love, so valuing close relationships and showing care, watering your relationship garden. Kindness, small acts of helping others. And I want to remind people that there's a difference between being nice and being kind. I'm not going to go into that in this video because that could be a whole video in itself. Just remember, kindness is a level of authentic that doesn't rely on your politeness or a smile, but it's the way you show up for people. It's the small act of helping others that people can see regardless of your affect or your mood. And social intelligence. This strength is how to navigate social interactions. This is often a trait of good leaders. Understanding social situations and identifying how to read the room, what to do next. These three strengths of connection fall under the branch of humanity, and humanity is where relationships thrive. Again, I ask you, which one of these traits or strengths do you lean into the most? Do you see yourself in any of these? Or do you see any of these strengths in someone close to you? The next branch is temperance, the strengths of self-control. Temperance keeps us grounded. It's about balance, self-regulation, self-control. The strengths of temperance can include forgiveness, letting go of grudges, giving people second chances, humility, staying grounded and recognizing that everything is not always about you, being able to see outside of yourself, prudence, thinking ahead, making thoughtful decisions, and self-regulation, managing emotions and impulses, urges. It's like keeping calm in traffic instead of honking your horn. Temperance. Temperance is a strength of self-control that helps us to stay grounded in the moment. It helps us to stay in control, and it helps us to make better decisions. Do you resonate with any of these strengths? Next, we have justice, the community strengths. Justice focuses on fairness and making the world a better place for everyone. The strengths that fall under this branch can include fairness, which is treating everyone equally and standing up for what's right. Leadership, inspiring others, guiding others toward a common goal. Or teamwork, collaborating, contributing to a group effort. Justice is about creating harmony in the community. Who comes to mind when you think of these strengths? And why? Maybe it's you. And the last branch, transcendence, the strength of the spirit. This connects us to something bigger than ourselves. The strengths of transcendence include appreciation of beauty, appreciation of excellence. So that's seeing the magic in art, someone's incredible talent, or in nature. Gratitude, being grateful for the things in your life, no matter how big or small. Humor, which is finding enjoyment and making others laugh, even in hard times. Spirituality, feeling connected to your purpose, a higher power, or the people, the things, the nature around you. And hope, believing in yourself, believing in the future, believing in a positive outcome, believing things can change, believing in a brighter future no matter what. Transcendence lifts us up and keeps us inspired. Which of these strengths do you identify with most closely? So now that I've reviewed all 6 branches and the strengths that fall under each branch, I want to help you to identify your strengths. One way you can do this is to think about moments where you felt best, where you were taking an action that really brought you alive and made you feel really good about yourself. And I'm not talking about ego, I mean in a sincere way, you felt that lightness, like, wow, that's me. Think about how you felt. Think about what strength you displayed. Another way you can identify your strengths is by asking the people around you. Ask them which strengths or qualities about you that they admire. You might be surprised. And lastly, you can just take a strengths assessment. So I like to take the VIA, the VIA Character Strength Assessment. That is online. I'll actually drop a link below in the video and you guys can take that assessment. I take that assessment about every other year and I realize that my strengths tend to fluctuate, and it's really interesting to see because it has an entire list of strengths, including the ones I discussed, and basically it ranks them in order of your strongest strengths to the strengths that show up less, right? So it's not saying like your best to worst, it's just ranking them in order on which ones are your top. So it puts all your strongest strengths at the top. And again, I do mine every couple of years, which is interesting because you really do see like what areas you've changed in. So that's nice. So anyway, link below. Now I leave it to you. Find your strengths. Once you do, please leave a comment below. I would love to see everyone's strengths. I want to see how you guys were able to spark conversations with others or your results on an assessment. I think that's really exciting, and I think it's really good for other people to see and be able to collaborate and pinball off of each other, okay? So don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. Let me know what else you want to see over here, and hit that notification bell for more content like this. I hope everyone watching this video discovers and embraces their true potential. Let's keep growing together. Thank you guys for joining, and I look forward to connecting with you all when the mind clicks.